What if? That's the theme of April season in Marvel Snap, and the season pass card, well, it's someone who features prominently in the Disney Plus show, for better or for worse, Captain Carter, who brings along a whole new mechanic to think about when playing the game. I'll tell you why in a bit, but first, who is Captain Carter? Well, before we get to her, we got to talk about the premise of What If. It was always one of my favorite comics because it was one-off stories about characters we know and love, but if they had taken a different path. Marvel Studios adapted that concept for What If, the animated series on Disney Plus. And one of the recurring characters, Peggy Carter. Now, you remember her from the movies, right? She was Captain America's love interest in World War II. Well, in this reality, they decided to ask the question, what if Peggy got the super soldier serum instead? Margaret Elizabeth Carter meets Steve Rogers, they kind of fall in love with each other, she accompanies him to get his super soldier serum via Project Rebirth, only Steve gets injured before the procedure and Peggy is forced to take the serum instead, giving her super soldier powers. So instead of Steve, she goes on to lead the Allied forces against Hydra and the Red Skull as Captain Carter. To stop Hydra though, she had to sacrifice herself and she disappeared through a wormhole, which teleported her 70 years into the future. A woman out of time, she managed to join up with the Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. to carry on the good fight. And along the way, she became friends with Uatu the Watcher and got way too overpowered by season 3 and basically sacrificed herself to beat literal gods. Not gonna lie, I did not like how season 3 panned out. In Marvel Snap, Captain Carter is a 4 energy, 3 power card with the ability Ongoing. Add this card's power to your back row cards here. Can't add to itself. So ideally you want to play her first in her lane and then you play cards after her. But she's a 4 cost, so you can't really play her early. She gives buffs based on her power, so more power equals more buff, right? I'm thinking cards like Okoye, Nakia, maybe even Fastos. Hey, I see a Silver Surfer synergy here. Maybe Zabu to discount her, and guess who can fill up the backline quickly? Brood. Also a Surfer card. Oh, and since Carter is ongoing, you can copy her with Mystique, also a 3-cost card, which can then benefit from Moonstone. If you add her to an ongoing style deck, you can top her off on turn 6 with Spectrum. And oh, how about an Ultron Patriot deck? Carter could be that alternative win condition if you don't pull your Patriot. I mean, you got Captain Carter in one lane, Mystique in another, and then you Ultron in that third lane. All the back lane Ultron drones are 5 power apiece. Or heck, she could go well in any number of archetypes that play small cost cards because the goal is to be able to play cards behind her. So in that way, she feels like a strong support card, not so much of an archetype defining card, but one that if you stick her in there with the right cards in the right deck, she could be really useful.
Ponder the question.